8%. Several of those centers have endorsed my 2025 Public Service Farm Safety and Health campaign, what you're listening to right now. I consider this a loss to the farming community, and while no money is changing hands, a loss to this campaign as well. These centers provide a valuable service to American farmers, their families, and their workers. If you want to make a case for retaining these centers and the services they provide, get in touch with your elected officials in Washington. If enough of you do, there may be a chance to save these services and save the lives and livelihoods of America's farmers. You, your workers, and your farm animals are prime candidates for getting sick. Andrew Henenfent is the state public health veterinarian in Iowa, and he says germs are just looking for a place to set up shop.
But the more everyone knows and follows good infectious disease practices, the better it'll be for both the employee health of that establishment, as well as animal health and the overall health and production of that farm.
In a recent AgriSafe Network webinar, Henenfent offered advice for keeping animal and people health challenges to a minimum.
And the number one way that farms can protect animal health, employee health, as well as the health and production of that farm is biosecurity, disinfecting, just general cleanliness on the farm where their employees are working with the animals. That will keep both the animals healthy and the people healthy. Very important if visitors are coming through.
Henenfent says your veterinarian, your county extension office, even other farmers can advise how to protect the animals and the people on the farm from many typical livestock disease challenges.
The weakest link in the chain of protecting both human health and animal health is the person that knows the least.
That's Farm to Fork. I'm Darrell Anderson.
At Matt Naimi GMC of Boonville, power your fall adventures in a new 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab with a Turbo Max engine at 0% APR for well-qualified buyers. Whether it's hauling firewood, tailgating on game day, or tackling weekend projects, the Sierra 1500 is the truck for you. Visit them today on Route 12 in Boonville or MattNaimiGMC.com. Matt Naimi GMC, driving forward together. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details. Length of contract limited. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/2/25.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword Mike Rowe to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Stand Up to Cancer asked leading cancer researchers to speak about why they do their work.
Two words come to mind for me. One is responsibility, the other is purpose.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please, help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid-50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
At Community Memorial, we have one goal: to help you get better. Like better emergency care, our ED in Hamilton now offers the lowest average wait times in the region, a comfortable waiting area, and private patient rooms. There's now better access to orthopedic care from our world-class specialists, the latest advanced robotic technology. That's our commitment throughout the entire CMH healthcare system, providing better experiences with better services to support better outcomes. Learn more at communitymemorial.org and get better at CMH in Hamilton.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down and get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or avacincaptad pegol, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Scott and Jill here from New York Sash. Business is booming, and we need more hands on deck.
That's right. We're looking for experienced installers, windows, siding, baths. If you know your way around a job site, we want to hear from you.
At New York Sash, we take pride in every project we complete because quality craftsmanship is what we're known for, and that's all thanks to our incredible team.
And when you're part of our team, you're family. That means great pay, steady year-round work, and a company that treats you right.
We offer serious perks like company-provided tools, uniforms, continuing education, paid time off, and 401k.
And that's on top of health benefits, advancement opportunities, and a supportive environment where you and your skills are valued.
Ready to take your career to the next level? Stop in or apply online at newyorksash.com/jobs.
Our New York Sash team has over 750 five-star reviews. It's more than a job. It's a career you can be proud of. Join the installation team at New York Sash.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX.
We're talking about the remains of Private Harland J. Hennessy, which will be returning to Boonville tomorrow. Private Hennessy, a member of the 803rd Engineer Battalion, aviation, served America during World War II, captured during the fall of Bataan, and this is a very, very big day. And it's amazing that technology today allows us to do something like this. So in studio is VFW Post 5538 Commander Jonathan Vino and Quartermaster Bob Lott. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for your service. And this is a very big day.
Yeah, it's huge. Thanks for having us, Bill. Good morning. I just wanted to correct you. He's actually returning on Thursday.
It is Thursday.
Yeah, it is Thursday. Yep. So 2 days from now.
Does he arrive in Rochester tomorrow, or is he
Thursday? So
Thursday,
all Thursday. So he'll be arriving. Okay. He'll the honor guard will be getting him off the plane at 4:30. Then he'll get on the thruway. He'll have a state trooper escort from the thruway to exit 31. Then at exit 31, we're having several motorcycle groups led by the Patriot Guard, about 6-7 motorcycle groups, and they're all meeting a Tractor Supply there in North Utica. And the hearse will come in, and then there's going to be a motorcycle escort from North Utica all the way to Boonville. We anticipate if the plane's on time and no traffic issues, he'll be arriving in Boonville between 8 and 8:30 in the evening. So we know that's later, but we're hoping this is a very special day. So we're hoping anyone that's available.
Thruway? Coming back?
He's going to come back on the thruway to exit 31.
Okay, to exit
Utica,
31.
So he'll be on Route 12 from Utica up to Boonville.
Okay.
So we're asking anyone who's on that route from Utica up, come out, support him. You got the village of Barneveld there. But if you want to come all the way up to Boonville and line our main streets, we're going to have 2 fire trucks there with a crisscross ladders, a flag. We're going to have several veterans from organizations coming out there to salute the casket as it goes by. So if you can, make it up to Boonville, and I know it's late, it's a school night, but we'd appreciate anyone coming out to welcome his remains home. That's a big deal. That's Thursday.
So explain, his remains were buried in an unnamed, unmarked grave.
Yep. So the Philippines, we surrendered to the Philippines, us and the Filipino Army back in 1942 in April. And then there was a Bataan Death March, they called it, and they marched from 65 miles north to another POW camp called Cabatawan. And he survived that 65-mile death march, but then in November 1st of 1942, he died of beriberi, which is basically malnutrition.
Yeah.
In other words, he starved to death.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so then his remains, along with 10 other that day, they kept records, and so you're probably talking prisoners of war. There were 8,000 prisoners of war there.
And then I think that is the one part of this that we don't realize. This can be happening throughout the country. There were many people who were not identified.
Yeah, so they were able to identify 1,000 American soldiers within a year after the war ended. It was called the Cabatawan Projects.
Mm-hmm.
The remains that couldn't remain, then in 1952 is when the project ended, and they were buried in a mass grave in Manila. So then, back in 2018, they says, well, with DNA testing and technology, we can start identifying these. So his nephew, Harlan's brother's son, John, donated a DNA sample along with 5 or 6 other cousins. And then they were able to identify a portion of his remains. He was buried in a mass grave with 10 other soldiers, and they painstakingly took out every bone, every portion.
Yeah.
And then and the remains that they found, and he's coming back, and he's going to be buried with full military honors.
Wow, that's amazing. So if people want to be involved, they just show up on Thursday.
They just show up, and that's I'll let Bob, because my quartermaster's here, and I can let him speak on what's going on Saturday, which is the Celebration of Life, which is also that's open to the public.
All right, Bob, nice and tight on that microphone, and good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, it's great to be here. Thanks for having us. The Celebration of Life the internment is going to be pretty much private. There's going to be color guard and up on top of the hill memorial, but the Celebration of Life is going to start at 12 o'clock. There's going to be a luncheon buffet. John has been able to get a small town big band that's going to be in Awesome Country Farmhouse venue, and that's where we're going to have our buffet is there.
Okay.
So that's going to be from 12 to 2. From 2 o'clock, we're going to have speakers, and we've got some lined up for that. So,
while this is unbelievable and wonderful that we're able to do this and honor him properly, it is incredibly sad that so many were not identified. And we can look at it today. We now have the science to be able to identify people, but just tremendously sad the sacrifice that was given by families and these people back during World War II.
Yeah, and it's not only World War II, but also the Korean War. They're still, and of course, it's hard to really get bodies out of North Korea for that. I spent 3 years in Korea.
And how about Vietnam too?
And Vietnam,
and Vietnam too, of course, yeah. And so many people. I think Vietnam probably had a little better success with bringing people home, but the mass graves were just incredible. For them to identify that in the forensics unit that they have in Hawaii,
it's incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
It really is.
John, you want to add?
Yeah, I'll just add that on Saturday, after we have our speakers, that's from 2 to 4, and then there's a little, cocktail hour, and then from 5 on, we got Chuck Primo and the Yard Cats are going to entertain in the back. So, it's going to be a very humble, somber day, and then we're going to end it with a celebration, a true
it's a celebration of life.
Have a life. The main thing is Harlan J. Hennessy Post 5538 in Boonville was started in 1946, and they unanimously decided to name it after Harlan J. Hennessy. Most all your VFW and American Legions are named after people who have died overseas.
Yeah.
So this is a big deal. Our namesake is coming home after 84 years. And so we want the public to really come out and celebrate this. And I'm going to leave you with a flyer here, and it just kind of tells the whole story. You can look through it, Bill. And it even shows in our flyer, and the nephew really wanted it to be in there, the amount of remains and what was found and recovered. He was, the Japanese weren't so kind to our prisoners of war as we were on the other side, as we were to our own. And it was pretty brutal. And, this is we're thrilled. It's been a lot of planning. When we found out last September that he was coming home, we formed a committee and says let's do this right. Let's bring him home and with honor.
Can you tell me how many members of the family? You mentioning the nephew? Are there older members who are still with us that might remember him?
Well, so there's also a niece who's the brother of John. And they still live in Boonville, both of them. And then John has some children, and then there's some cousins. And I think probably that day there might be maybe 10 to 15 family members. They've got some people coming from live in the Midwest that are going to come out and celebrate this.
Wow.
But basically, the two living, he says the living niece and nephew, and then great niece.
Well, it's amazing how you are handling this, and I understand it's your namesake, but you're giving it the real pomp and circumstance and honor that he deserved and deserves today. That's very impressive.
Yeah, and we're thrilled. So so anyone again, if you're around on Thursday, 2 days from now, and you can make it up to Boonville, you can just get up there around 7:30, between 7:30 and 8. We anticipate arrival between 8 and 8:30, so it'll be at twilight. And then feel free to come by the post on Saturday and celebrate with us then. We got food. We're going to have snacks and music and speeches, and let's welcome them home the right way.
It's about a 30-mile drive. Hard to believe that's the case. Usually when I'm flying and avoiding any, red lights, it seems like such a short trip. But it's 30 miles. You'd be going 45 miles an hour, leaving Tractor Supply in that area as your staging area. And that alone is going to be just a very impressive sight, I think, to be seen on Saturday.
Yeah, a lot of the guys, they have flags hanging off their bikes and stuff, and it'll be nice.
Well, Thursday is the procession. Saturday is the event.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Thursday's the procession. We're anticipating with everything going right, about 7:30 or so, they'll be leaving Tractor Supply. So if you're on that route between Utica and Boonville, you'll want to come out right around 7:30. And
Joe, you want to add anything?
No, I think this is very impressive and the right thing to do. I mean, this is when we talk about remembering our fallen. We do that on Memorial Day, but when something like this, when you can use the technology and you can really bring somebody like Hennessy back, not only to commemorate and to remember, but to honor him, I appreciate what the Post is doing. And, I'd encourage everybody to get out and support.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you.
Wonderful thing.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Thanks so much.
After all the warnings about fake text messages, some even coming from the FBI, telling Americans to be aware of phony texts masquerading as the post office, the IRS, your state's Department of Transportation, claiming that you have unpaid toll and traffic tickets, after millions of Americans have lost money to these scammers, why would one state actually use a text message to collect real unpaid tolls? I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. Download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders right now at netsuite.com/Kim. California actually sent out real text telling citizens that if they failed to pay unpaid tolls, they would face stiff fines. USA Today reports this actually happened to a woman in California. Naturally, she ignored the text, believing them to be phony. California deactivated her toll pass. Had she driven on one of California's many toll roads, she could have been arrested. Earth to California, Governor Gavin Newsom, where are you? Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 answers. Rates rising or falling, inflation being up or down. Can someone please invent a crystal ball? Until then, over 42,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth, giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. When you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you're spending less time looking backward and more time on what's next. And speaking of opportunity, you can now download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Kim. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/Kim.
First News with Keeler in the morning on WIBX. Celebrating 100 years. This is Keeler. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Now back to the Keeler Show.
Senator Joe Griffo is in studio along with our guest host, the mayor of Newport, New York, the one and only Mark Butler. And I think that with Harlan Hennessy is just incredible.
Absolutely.
Right, that's being done. Right. And we're doing what should have been done a long time ago. But it's amazing we have the technology today to be able to identify these people.
Yeah, you're seeing that also done with the trying to find remains from the the 9/11 attacks at the World Trade Center. And
I think that is probably the closest thing to compare it to in modern times, right? Have you been through that museum?
I have.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible experience.
Quiet.
Very quiet,
Eerie,
somber.
Quiet.
Reminds me of the Holocaust museums, too, when you go there. And it's just the emotional aspect to taking that tour of that facility. And it's so important, too, like I said, that we don't forget. And you commemorate those who lost and remember those who lost their lives.
Yeah.
But
you're talking about the one in the state capitol?
No, I'm talking about the Holocaust Museum. I'm talking about in Washington and in Jerusalem. But I'm talking here, the 9/11 Museum in New York City.
Oh, okay. Because they have a
Ground Zero. Yeah.
Did have. They may still have
display there,
in the Capitol.
The museum in New York is just. I mean, you're walking down into that stairway. I think is the most dramatic piece in the entire museum. There's so much. The fact that there's a room where they announce every single person who perished in the collapse of the Trade Center, and then tell a little story about each of them. That's incredible. But that stairway where they were escaping, and it was a stairway that was practically destroyed, but the original stairway is in the place that it was in on 9/11. You're right down in there. It's just oof.
I think they've done an amazing job in doing the right thing to try to remember.
Okay. I've been seeing reports the New York State Senate is responsible for the increases with the national grid rates.
Well, the mayor, a former assembly member would appreciate this. You had,
we blamed everything on the Senate.
An assembly member, I guess, saying that reminding people that the Senate has confirmation under advice and consent, which is accurate. But look, the Public Service Commission approved this. They're appointed by the governor. They're nominated by the governor, and you go through the confirmation process. But actually, in this last round of the governor's selections and nominees, I have voted against it because she's really not reaching out there. She has a particular mindset that she's trying to present, and you're seeing this right now. I just felt that where I took exception is, number one, that this is a burden the people of the residents of New York can't afford anymore. If everybody's talking about affordability being an issue, it's got to be more than a buzzword.
Yeah.
You've got to see it demonstrated through action.
And it's not just upstate, right? I mean, this is going to affect.
Right.
I guess they want to do a rent freeze in New York City, but if landlords, if their prices are going up, who do you think is going to pay for that?
Yeah, but again, my point was the governor calling and saying that this was wrong when these were her appointments, and she could have communicated with them. I mean, I presented, testimony to them why we felt that this rate hike at this time.
Well, she could have gone to them and said, listen, I want you to know I'm against this. Right. I don't want this to be passed.
Right.
And that would have carried weight.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Particularly because she nominates these individuals.
However, allowing them to do it and then coming after the fact, so it looks like she's against it, is what you're talking about.
Yeah, and again, when you look at this, there are a lot of contributing factors because people say, why are we, and again, go back to affordability. If we all agree and believe that this is a critical problem, which it is, then we've got to address it. Yeah. And you've got to demonstrate that. And in this particular instance, what are the factors that lead to something like this rate increase? Well, first of all, the main one, in my opinion, is these unrealistic and unreasonable energy policies that the majority and the governor are putting forward right now.
Exactly.
The company also bears some responsibility for the way they do things, now switching to smart meters, things of that nature.
And the smart meters have been, it's not completely out yet, but there are a lot of people saying they've been very inaccurate and a disaster, and the bills have gone up. Significantly.
My point saying that the company, where do you look at where problems are? Not pointing fingers of blame, but where you have the policies of the governor, you have the company doing what it's doing, and then you have taxes and regulations that we've imposed upon, the government imposes upon people, and that's why we want to see regulatory reform.
To be fair, though, it's not going to be free to upgrade to and then even, I mean, we really have to look at nuclear as an option for New York State.
I've talked about a diversified. I was former chair of the Energy Committee, so I always talked from then about a diversified portfolio. We can embrace clean energy, but we have to do it reasonably and realistically. And you need to have a variety of options: nuclear, fossil fuel, clean energy, green energy. And that's the problem right now. It's more based on political ideology than it is on pragmatism.
To me, this seems so easy. You bring a group of industry people together, those stakeholders, that's the key word that we like to use, the stakeholders. You bring them all together and they voice their concerns, and we wouldn't have the problem we have with school buses. We wouldn't have the problem we have with Mack trucks. And I mean, if you just listen to, you could do the same thing with the prison system. Listen to the people involved, the DAs, the sheriffs, law enforcement, and the corrections officers. We wouldn't be where we are today. We have a real problem when it comes to, I know everything, we aren't going to listen.
We need to bring common sense back to the Capitol.
Yeah.
And that's what's missing right now.
You said it seems easy. I mean, you get politics mixed in with it. It's never easy.
I know, it is never easy. Can I bring in, I know you only have a couple minutes.
Yeah, you want to talk about redistricting, you said, right?
We will. We'll get there. Let me bring in Joe with a question for Senator Griffo. Hello, Joe. You're on with the Senator and Mayor Mark Butler. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Listen, my question is, so I looked at my bill this past month. It was $4.23 a kilowatt hour last August. This year, this month, $13.68. So it's already gone up triple in 1 year. So I don't understand these price hikes. And does this have anything to do with the fact that going forward on January 1st, any new build in New York State can only have electric appliances? So is she in cahoots with the National Grid? Is she sleeping with the enemy, so to speak? I mean, what's going on here?
Well, I think basically it's ideology again. She believes
Is that still in place, by the way, new construction?
Yeah, it is. In
For
fact,
commercial,
what was passed just before we left Albany at the end of June was the 100-foot rule, which Mark will remember. Right now, if you're within 100 feet of a gas line, your house, and you want to hook up, the company has to hook you up and at their own expense. And because they want to push everybody away from gas, what they're doing now is that will stay in effect, but now the homeowner will have to pay for that price. And that's a pretty good price tag.
Yeah.
Well, and now you'll hear the utilities say, well, if you're making us pick this up, then we've got to pass it along.
Yeah.
But it has worked for a lot of years. What you're seeing now is this push to get away from fossil fuel. And again, I think we need to continue to have options. And we can find incentives to move you in a different direction.
Yeah, weren't they trying to do away with gas stoves?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's what Joe's referencing there.
Yeah, we do have an option, Senator. We do have an option. Her name is Elise Stefanik, and people need to get out there and vote.
All right.
That's the option we have in New York.
Well,
we need to get her the hell out of office and get somebody in there that's going to work for the majority of the people, not the minority of the people in the inner cities.
All right. Well, that'll be next year, by the way.
Mrs. Butler had the great line about the gas stove. She said they'll take my gas stove out over my cold, dead hands.
That's right.
Sounds like Charlton Heston.
It is. All right, Joe. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Anything redistricting?
Yeah, that's another whole opportunity to come again if you want. But right now, we need to be
outlawed.
Gerrymandering is wrong no matter where it takes place, in my opinion. But in New York, we, the people of the state of New York, expressed through a constitutional amendment that they do not want to see that again. And they created an independent redistricting commission when we had divided government. So for the governor now to come in there and say, well, Texas is doing it, so we're going to do it. Texas doesn't have a constitutional amendment. Whether it's right or wrong, they have the ability to do that. In New York, to try to say you're going to circumvent the Constitution is wrong. Just to say we're going to fight fire with fire, which is another cliche line that they're all using now. You hear it from Gavin Newsom, you hear it from Kathy Hochul, you hear it from Cory Booker. I mean, it's like talking points, and it's wrong. Yeah. And so my point here is it's going to be very difficult for her to try to undertake that, but she may. Yeah. And there will be a fight for that because the people of New York have said we don't want that done in New York. They voted.
When you look at the polling around the country, nobody wants it. They don't want it. They don't want it in Texas.
But you have a constitutional amendment in New York.
I understand.
That says you should not and cannot have that type of thing. And you know, the last time we went to court, and the court got involved. And the highest court of New York affirmed that, and they tried to end run it by another vote before the people. And the people again said no.
How could we want that again? What we went through just a year and a half ago.
Well, you did it twice, which worries me too, because the Court of Appeals, the only thing that changed was the chief judge.
Yeah.
And for the chief judge, the rule basically that it was only a 1-year effort. All that money, time from the court, from the special master, which came from Carnegie Mellon University, to say that was only meant for 1 year is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why people are losing confidence in their government.
Senator, thank you. We appreciate it.
Take care.
I'd let you drop the mic, but these are very expensive microphones. Robin Banks. This is Robin Banks. He is a local musician. He has a new album called "Fight Off the Rust." Good morning. We got about 4 minutes here, so
good.
I have
a song about gerrymandering that I want to no.
You do. That'd be perfect.
No, I don't.
All right. Your new album is out and it's available on Spotify. On
all
iTunes,
the streaming services, as they say. Yes.
What's your favorite song on the album?
Ooh, boy.
The album is called "Fight Off the Rust" by Robin Banks.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'll say the first one. Do What You Can.
Do What You Can. Yeah. I liked "The Weight of Love."
Oh, Weight of Love.
I like that a lot.
It's kind of a pop.
We had somebody say they felt you sounded a lot like the style was like Frank Zappa.
I heard Frank Zappa. I heard Yoko Ono.
Well, the Yoko Ono thing
both
was
amazing artists in their own right.
I guess you're right.
I'm surprised by both of them and flattered at the same time.
Just a little "Do What You Can," Robin Banks. By the way, Ricky Lewis.
Did a great job on this. He did my first two as well.
He produced this and did the artwork as well.
Yes.
Check out a little bit of this here. This a lot.
Let's dance.
Yeah. Where are you going to be? Anywhere where people can. I mean, this is just so well done. This is so good.
Yeah. The problem with trying to do a show, the logistics of it, and getting players.
What are you, Steely Dan now? It's like I will not perform live.
Well,
I can't.
It's a whole different thing. When I used to play years ago, I mean, it was a big deal.
Yeah,
I mean, we had a truck, we had a 3-man crew, a spotlight guy, a light guy, a sound man.
Different world today.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This is called "Do What You Can." I really, really like this.
Oh, well, thank you.
Check it out. Search Robin Banks on wherever you get your music.
Also, RobinBanksMusic.com. You can find this, my first 2 solo albums. The Roger Wilco music is on there.
Okay.
And a bunch of stuff, and it's all free to listen to if you want to,
Very, very cool. I'm going to let this play out to the top, all right?
Cool, thank you.
Robin Banks. Check him out here.
Nobody can do what you can. Nobody can do what you can. Nobody can do what you can. Nobody can do what you can.
At Matt Naimi GMC of Boonville, power your fall adventures in a new 2025 GMC Sierra 1500 Elevation Crew Cab with a Turbo Max engine at 0% APR for well-qualified buyers. Whether it's hauling firewood, tailgating on game day, or tackling weekend projects, the Sierra 1500 is the truck for you. Visit them today on Route 12 in Boonville or MattNaimiGMC.com. Matt Naimi GMC, driving forward together. GMC, we are professional grade. See dealer for details. Length of contract limited. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 9/2/25.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Cooks Graphics and Marketing, cooksgraphicsmarketing.com. Script Stop Pharmacy,
131 Oriskany Boulevard, Whitesboro.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
Hi, I'm LeVar Burton, and I'm proud to be a book person. How do I choose a book? Sometimes it's the cover, sometimes it's the title. I guess I'm pretty visual. If a book's really impressing me and the writing is really good, I will peek and see what the last paragraph is, because the endings of books should rock you. I am a book person, and if you're a book person too, read to a child and spark a lifetime of ambition. Join me at bookpeopleunite.org, because reading is fundamental. A public service announcement brought to you by Reading is Fundamental, Library of Congress, and the Ad Council.
Are you facing foreclosure? Then come down to Megalow and Partners. We're a mortgage rescue company, and we can help you keep your house, provided you submit to our plans for galactic domination. No, I'm kidding.
If you're facing foreclosure, talk to the right people. Speak with HUD-approved housing counselors free of charge at 888-995-HOPE. Brought to you by NeighborWorks America and the Ad Council.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX Utica, Rome. WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM. Celebrating 100 years.
There's no official commitment yet from Russia. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. The leader Vladimir Putin would meet with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky one-on-one, like President Trump is pushing, trying to end the war that Special Envoy Keith Kellogg tells Fox Business is
the largest war in Europe since World War II. It's massive with the amount of casualties, the amount of killing that's going on, and the amount of destruction.
And while the U.S. keeps trying to broker a Putin-Zelensky meeting, NATO military leaders will talk today about a possible security guarantee for Ukraine that could be part of any peace agreement.
The chiefs of defense of all 32 NATO members are invited to this gathering. Some allies are willing to put troops on the ground to help deter Russia from invading Ukraine in the future. President Trump insists those troops won't be American. He's been talking in terms of offering air support. The meeting will be chaired virtually from Washington by the commander of U.S. European Command, General Alexis Grinkovich.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. Israel is getting ready to ramp up the war in Gaza against Hamas, which had agreed the other day to Arab mediators' plan for a ceasefire. The Israeli defense minister has approved calling up another 60,000 reserve troops. Hurricane Aaron is still forecast to move away from the U.S., but it's big. So Aaron's outer edges could cause tropical storm conditions by tonight in the North Carolina Outer Banks, where there are mandatory evacuations with surge and flooding fears. Beaches will be closed for swimming from Florida on up. Fox weather meteorologist Britta Merwin is in Point Pleasant Beach, New Jersey.
They are prepared to let folks on the sand to at least look at the waves. But we have heard from other beaches like Asbury Park, just north of here, that they are considering possibly closing the sand if too many people show up and they don't follow the rules. Today, we're anticipating waves to be 6 to 8 feet. Tomorrow, 8 to 12.
That's Hurricane Aaron, currently a Category 2 storm with 100-mile-an-hour top-sustained winds. America's listening to Fox News.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry, Terry.
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it. Woo! Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Jesse Clark's military service came to an end after a chemical exposure caused a large tumor to form in his brain. As a result, he is paralyzed on the left side of his body, legally blind, prone to memory loss, and in a wheelchair. The Tunnel to Towers Foundation built this hero a new smart home to help him live a more independent life. Help heroes like Jesse Clark. Donate $11 a month to Tunnel to Towers at T2T.org.
Sanctuary cities and states are defiant.
Unlike the Trump administration, Boston follows the law.
Mayor Michelle Wu among those refusing to comply with the Trump administration's deportation push and illegal immigration crackdown. Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin tells Fox,
politicians have to take action and stop playing these political games. 70% of the arrests
that are made under this administration have been of illegal immigrants with prior criminal convictions or pending criminal charges. So these are criminals that we are going after.
Her boss went to Texas to focus on the border wall.
Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said they are painting the wall black, that it was President Trump's idea to make the wall hotter and therefore less easy to climb. She was asked about interior enforcement as well and if more alligator Alcatraz-type detention facilities will be built. She said a new one is coming online in Nebraska called the Cornhusker Clinker. However,
my goal is not to build hundreds of thousands of beds. My goal is to get people out of this country that are here illegally.
the chief of the El Paso sector said crossings have plummeted, but for those they do catch,
since 1929, 8 U.S.C. 1325 has been a crime in the United States. We're putting criminal charges on those individuals, applying consequences.
He said most are from Mexico and the Northern Triangle countries. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
A fifth person has died in a Legionnaire's disease outbreak in the Harlem area of New York City.
At least 14 people have been hospitalized, according to the health department. That bacteria that causes Legionnaire's disease has been found in 12 cooling towers on 10 buildings, including a city-run hospital and sexual health clinic. That disease is a type of pneumonia caused by Legionella bacteria, which grow in warm water and spread through building water systems. Angelo Bavaro, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are falling the day after a tech sell-off dragged the Nasdaq down 314 points, but the Dow gained 10. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Here's the latest from the WIBX newsroom. I'm Doug Callan. According to Utica police, a man was shot in both legs on Waverly Street very early Saturday morning. And so far, no arrests have been made. Police say the victim shot in both legs, taken to Wynn Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Anyone with information on the shooting is asked to call Utica police, or you could make an anonymous tip by reaching out to Crime Stoppers at 1-866-730-8477 or using their website at MohawkValleyCrimeStoppers.com. 2 central New York counties receiving infrastructure funding from New York State. Oneida County getting over $32 million for utility work and roadway improvements at the Triangle site located at Griffiths International Airport in Rome. Oswego County is receiving an $8 million grant for work at the L. Michael Treadwell Oswego County Industrial Park. The grants go toward activities and infrastructure investments to attract eligible industries. For Oneida County, that includes Chilbani. Police in Utica responding to a domestic situation on Maryland Drive where they say a woman was allegedly pushed out of a second-floor window by a man. Police say the incident happened early on Tuesday at about 9 a.m. Police have a suspect in custody. So far, no information yet on the woman's condition and no names have been released as of yet. More mosquitoes carrying Easter equine encephalitis have been discovered in parts of upstate New York, this time again in Oswego County. The health department says the virus was confirmed in mosquito batches that were recently collected in West Monroe and Palmero. Triple E is rare but can be severe and has symptoms such as fever, headache, vomiting, seizures, and drowsiness. It's recommended anyone who goes outdoors use insect repellent and wear appropriate clothing. The annual New York State Police Labor Day Drive Sober campaign is now underway throughout the state and runs through Labor Day, September 1st. Troopers say local law enforcement and New York State Police will be out in force this week and next week as part of the National Drive Sober or Get Pulled Over campaign to prevent drugged and drunk driving. The national enforcement period started Wednesday, August 13th, and runs through Labor Day, Monday, September 1st. Actors Alec and Stephen Baldwin won't be coming to the region to play pickleball this weekend. The inaugural Byrne and Baldwin Brothers Celebrity Pickleball Bash was all set to be happening Friday and Saturday in Skinny Atlas. The decision to postpone was made due to a recent death in the Byrne family. The event has been pushed back to 2026. Ticket holders will be contacted directly with options for refunds. After months of preparation and hype, the New York State Fair gets underway in Syracuse today. Rain is expected to soak the area throughout the day, so visitors should prepare themselves for wet weather. Admission is $8 for adults, while seniors 65 and older and kids 12 and under get in free. Concerts are included with admission, and some of the featured acts, 98 Degrees, Leonard Skinner, Sister Hazel, and more. The full schedule is available on the Fair's website. In sports, the Mets opened their series against the Nationals with an 8-1 win in D.C. David Peterson earned the victory after striking out 10 over 8 innings. The Yankees all over the Rays, 13-3 in their series opener from Tampa. New York has won 4 straight and will wrap up its 2-game set tonight. The Liberty snapped their 2-game skid with an 85-75 win over Minnesota Lynx from Brooklyn. In other news, a Little League World Series continuing today. Fairfield, Connecticut, is facing Las Vegas, Nevada this afternoon. The winner will head to Saturday's United States Championship game. The Buffalo Bills wrap up their preseason action this weekend. It's a 7:30 game at Tampa Bay. The Bills kick off the season September 7th against the Ravens. The Giants wrap up the preseason this week. Big Blue is hosting the New England Patriots Thursday night at MetLife Stadium. Rookie quarterback Jackson Dart has made a positive impression with his play. Dart has completed over 74% of his passes for 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the Jets are not losing hope in their starting quarterback. Head coach Aaron Glenn scoffed at criticism of veteran signal caller Justin Fields and said he laughs at the noise that happens on the outside. Glenn also insisted that he's very confident in their passing attack. New York wraps up the preseason, hosting Philadelphia for Friday night. That's the latest. I'm Doug Callan for WIBX 950 and 92.3 FM.
Cloudy and cooler for us here today with periods of rain, even a rumble of thunder. High temperatures right around or just over 60 degrees. Showers taper to an end here tonight. Temperatures drop down into the low to mid 50s. Clouds give way to sunshine Thursday. Highs tomorrow, middle to upper part of the 70s. I'm meteorologist Ken Boone from the Weather Channel on WIBX 950 AM and 92.3 FM.
After all the warnings about fake text messages, some even coming from the FBI, telling Americans to be aware of phony texts masquerading as the post office, the IRS, your state's Department of Transportation, claiming that you have unpaid toll and traffic tickets, after millions of Americans have lost money to these scammers, why would one state actually use a text message to collect real unpaid tolls? I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. Download the free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders right now at netsuite.com/Kim. California actually sent out real text telling citizens that if they failed to pay unpaid tolls, they would face stiff fines. USA Today reports this actually happened to a woman in California. Naturally, she ignored the text, believing them to be phony. California deactivated her toll pass. Had she driven on one of California's many toll roads, she could have been arrested. Earth to California, Governor Gavin Newsom, where are you? Get my free newsletter at getkim.com. What does the future hold for business? Ask 9 experts and you'll get 10 answers. Rates rising or falling, inflation being up or down. Can someone please invent a crystal ball? Until then, over 42,000 businesses have future-proofed their business with NetSuite by Oracle, the #1 cloud ERP, bringing accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one fluid platform. With one unified business management suite, there's one source of truth, giving you the visibility and control you need to make quick decisions. With real-time insights and forecasting, you're peering into the future with actionable data. When you're closing the books in days, not weeks, you're spending less time looking backward and more time on what's next. And speaking of opportunity, you can now download the CFO's Guide to AI and Machine Learning at netsuite.com/Kim. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/Kim.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Now through September 1st, get up to $180 back by mail on a Bridgestone prepaid MasterCard. Get up to $80 when you buy a set of 4 eligible Bridgestone tires. Get an additional $100 when you make an eligible tire purchase with your CFNA credit card at Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Whether you're in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, or Herkimer, their team of professionals are ready to serve you. Subject to credit approval, restrictions apply. Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair. Online at tallmanstire.com.
Have a blast at the New York State Fair, but don't buy a mattress at the New York State Fair. Go look, get a legitimate written quote, bring it to any Mattress Express, and we will beat the price. And more importantly, we're going to be here for you after the sale for questions and problems. Don't buy at the fair.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/radio to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/radio. That's hims.com/radio. HIMS.com/RADIO.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Hi, this is Ray Durso of the Genesis Group. If you're interested in keeping up with events and news in the Mohawk Valley region, I have the show for you. It's called This Week in the Mohawk Valley, and it airs every Sunday on WIBX. Join us as we talk with area business leaders, elected officials, law enforcement, educators, and more. Don't miss This Week in the Mohawk Valley every Sunday at 9 a.m. on WIBX 950 a.m. 92.3 FM.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TIRE for an extra 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TIRE for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TIRE.
Everybody is keeping an eye on the Fed and how an interest rate cut might affect gold prices. Gold has been hovering at around $3,400 an ounce for the last 2 months and is poised for dramatic growth with the next interest rate cut. When rates go down, returns on bonds follow, and that's why gold continues to be the safe haven asset of choice for smart investors. Don't wait until it's too late to profit from the back and forth from the Fed on interest rates. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000. If you have a qualified IRA or 401k, you could receive up to $10,000 in free gold and silver when you open your retirement account with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now or visit AdvantageGold.com and get your free gold IRA guide and find out how much bonus gold you qualify for. Call 800-900-8000 to qualify for your free $10,000 precious metals bonus when you open your qualified gold IRA with Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial and tax professionals before making investment decisions. Call 800-900-8000.
Brought to you by Tallman's Tire and Auto Repair, located in Utica, Yorkville, Rome, and Herkimer, and online at tallmanstire.com.
Hello, Utica. This is Carrie Paleo from the Greater Utica Chamber of Commerce. We're thrilled to introduce some of the newest members of our business network. Let's give them a true Utica welcome and show what it means to be part of this incredible community.
Cooks Graphics and Marketing, cooksgraphicsmarketing.com. Script Stop Pharmacy, 131 Oriskany Boulevard, Whitesboro.
By supporting the local economy, we'll keep building the future of Utica together. Greater Utica Chamber, empowering upstate New York.
It's time to start the program. It's time to earn our pay. It's time to meet the people on the Keeler Show today.
It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we